Eight 292 6776 You want a horse? Link Claudia Davis, man. You want a piece of land? She are the real big woman, Miss Davis, she are the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She tell me pre-smart, pre-better. Get your own damn place so you prefer it. Dear me wife if you sign up letter car. NHT them a real trend setter. Plus me don't get a youth of a member. Me son just on table in December. And she do construction too. She will build your house for you and you get it well rendered. Davis, she are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She now start it and left you there. Me I tell your brother, yes, she well prepared. And if you're meeting enough farmer banga wrong, she give you lawyer, brother, clear your fear. She are the best RST agent. She help the need if you stop pay rent. They don't care about mind them, just give me strength by steel and gravel and black and cement out. Now me house that I build up on the eye, me and save some me money gone up in the sky from. Maybe Claudia, me say me nah lie bank. Have money and me pocket never giant. Me swear for me life, say me son him have to fly so. Hypocrite pagan while we die. And you can't stop Claudia Davis, don't try. Every day another house gone. I Miss Davis, she are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Yeah man, you know. It's Claudia Davis. Pick up yourself. Dance a like, subscribe, and share. Claudia Davis. Can get your house anywhere. Just be prepared without no fear.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
So, Viceroy says, I'm first. Jovan sent me early today. Reach before the music stopped. Yes, Jovan, you are early indeed. Dancehall Entertainment. Hello, everyone. Hi, Dancehall. Jovan says, my serenity, you cheat.
How did my serenity cheat?
How does it work though? You have to wait for the link to go live, right? And then click it.
I don't know. GeoBoss says hi. I don't know how it works. Do you? I don't know.
Jovan says, my comment also they were typing at the same time, but Jovan was longer. Oh, Jovan, you have to pre-type it and then paste it.
And then enter.
Press space. Joy says, good evening. Good evening, Joy.
Good evening, Joy.
And Island Girl says, good afternoon, everyone. Big up yourself. Happy Independence.
Emancipation.
Oh yeah, happy Emancipation.
It went on Friday. So Independence is on Wednesday, I think.
It's Wednesday?
Wednesday the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we're having a whole week of celebrations.
Mom, you doing any of them?
Not me. Remember I went to the train ride? I didn't even do the train ride. I cheated. I drove my car. But Tony went on the train ride with the boys. How was it?
So the train ride was fun. It was the before and after that had some hiccups. But the train ride itself was fun. The boys enjoyed looking out the window, being on the train. The conductor was there talking to us. I went through 4 tunnels. One of them was 3/4 miles long, so that was long.
Wow.
It was just so dark, and the kids were screaming. It was fun.
Uh-huh.
So it was fun.
So they were screaming. It was fun.
Yeah, they were screaming happy.
Happy, not scared.
Yeah, and then we passed the real Cobra.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice and blue. It was so pretty.
The river.
Yeah, we passed that. And it looked so deep.
It should be.
Yeah, it's like where we're passing like right by Flatbridge there or so. Yeah, I didn't even realize that the train actually passed above Flatbridge. Yeah, so
I
that
didn't
was
realize
nice.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else you did on the train?
Eat food because our package included food. I mean, I swear they call out the grandmother to cook. The food was so good, like
What you
really nice, callaloo, well seasoned, not soggy. It was good. It was good.
So
nice
callaloo you got?
callaloo, fried plantain. There was a roll in there. Some people got fritters.
Oh.
Yeah, it was nice.
So I never take Xander and Zevon and bring come give me.
Which Xander and Zevon? They only gave the adults.
Oh, you never tell them say you buy 4 tickets.
For me, they must know about 4 tickets.
No,
you have to pay for each child.
You must talk up for yourself. I keep telling them that, you know. Talk up for yourself. They say, oi. 4 I must get. I buy 4 tickets. Look, 4. So the wristband here. Thank you.
Well, you don't want to be that person on the plane, on the train.
That's a phone problem. That's a phone problem. You not talk up for yourself. If you not talk up, you're not going to reach nowhere. You have to speak. You have to let them know that listen, I paid for this. So let me have it, please. I mean, you're not facing with them. You're not asking nothing to pay for. You're not company train free. So they promised food. What else they promised?
A gift. Which was a little fan.
And they only gave 1 fan.
Yeah, they ran out of fans.
They shouldn't. You know how much ticket you sell? You should not run out of fans.
Well, they should have been better organized. I think like those little gift things that they gave us should have been in like a little bag. Yeah. And you got that when you printed your ticket and you got your wristband. I don't think that needed to be on the train.
Because they're practicing scarcity. Not everybody's going to get a gift, but they might promise you and you buy the ticket and you expect to get it and you don't. So you see you lose out on 3 gifts. So you need to call the railway station on Monday, make a complaint and send an official letter. Let them know. That is not acceptable, Railway Corporation. The package, if you said it, how much was the ticket? 5,500?
5,500 for adults, 2,500 for children.
Right. So,
and I thought they would have given a little gift for the children.
Yes.
Like maybe a little toy wooden train or a wooden train whistle. Something that represents the train.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like
that was like my only disappointment. Like I think for an event that you're inviting children, and most adults not going there to go see no train. They're going because of the children.
Yeah.
You should have offered more entertainment about the train for the children.
Yeah.
Especially during that long wait period. So waited 2 hours for that train.
Really?
Yeah.
What time you boarded?
11:30.
And it should have left what time?
10:30.
That's 1 hour.
But you were there from 9 o'clock.
Yeah, but that's your fault. You should have just come right at 10:30. I think I plane your catch. And even then the 3 hours before. But yeah, I found that the before was not well done.
Norma is asking what train is that. So normal, they had what was he called it? The Emancipation train ride, where the Railway Corporation put on a special event to have the train drive from the Spanish Town rail station to the one in Bogwalk. And then when we departed, we should have gone to a fundy, just steps away from the train station.
From Bogwalk. Went to Bogwalk High School, wasn't it?
Yeah. Edith Bennett, renamed Edith Bennett High.
Right. So Tony is saying the train ride itself pretty good. The entertainment on the train pretty good. The talking, the whatever music. I guess they play music too?
No music. The conductor was there telling us a history about the train and all of that. Yeah. But because the train is making noise, the children are making noise, and we're going through 4 tunnels, and they're screaming and stuff, and his mic system wasn't working very well. So, I mean, like, yeah, he had some challenge, and I guess everybody in every coach had a challenge doing their spiel.
Oh my God.
The train is more noisier than the mic.
Yet when it pulled in, I found it quiet.
Yeah, but once it gets going,
oh my God. Oh, so it was just cruising into the terminal.
Yeah.
But once it gets going, there's a lot of noise. Yeah, I find the before was very disappointing. The station itself, Jamaica government, the Spanish Town station itself needs renovation.
Yeah,
that station should have had is a proper brick building. Nothing is wrong with it. Needs to be cleaned, needs to be painted. Overall, just some basic things, fix some of the concrete and so on. And shine up and polish up the place. And give us something on the inside to look at. The history of the place and the various, maybe you could have a train there as well. That day, before while we were waiting on the train, somebody could have gone, given us a tour of the train. This is the wheel, this is the. I'd have to bring my grandson here, Sander, who actually knows the parts of the train. I don't, I'm fumbling it, right? But they could have given us a more immersive experience.
Right, and they could have done all the train spiel, make it like a real performance. All aboard the Jamaican Express Railway. We're headed, that whole thing. Stamp your ticket. Just those fun things that children want to experience when you're going on a train.
And dress the part too.
Yeah, dress the part.
Get in some kind of uniform and dress the part.
I mean, the conductor was in his conductor uniform, but I think everybody who was there representing the train should have been in a uniform. Yeah, cultural but uniform that represents the train.
Yeah, so that we would know who is actually representing the train.
Yeah.
Because we're pretty confused. So who is from the rail station? We don't know because everybody in them pretty close and looking nonchalant. Please. But I'm trying to see if I have one of Xander's train books here.
No, he probably took them. He was reading them this morning.
But we need to Jamaica, we need to step up a game. That train
and the train is only up twice or 3 times per year. It's only run on holidays.
No waste of time.
Yeah, they should have done a better job with the presentation of it.
Yeah.
For something that
I just feel like they might make our money.
No, I don't mind them making money because I was prepared to spend some money.
Yeah.
But I feel like they could have just offered a little bit more. I mean, you're at the train station for the hour waiting and stuff.
All of that.
Have things to sell the parents for the children.
Yeah. As you said, a little train whistle.
Yeah.
Even little conductor hat. Something. Them have a old train part there too. Them could fix up that train and make that part of the experience.
Yeah.
As well. Because while we're waiting, at one point, and them start walk up and up on the track, being bored. But he's actually technical, so he want to touch and feel, of the track and looking at things that him actually seen in the book and so on.
Yeah.
But Jamaica.
And I thought he would have been scared of the train, but he was actually pretty ready to go.
Yeah, he was good. I guess because we have been prepping him, which is I know you're going on a train tomorrow. You're going on a train, remember, and we were there early, so you got a chance to acclimatize. But Jamaicans, local Jamaicans.
Monica says it sounds like they planned this excursion last minute. Monica,
exactly.
At the fun day, the man did say it was last minute, and a lady in the audience said, "Emancipation Day surprise you? You never have the whole year to know Emancipation was coming." It was so funny.
So funny. And then when we got to the location, they didn't even have anything children to do.
It was supposed to be a fun day.
Fun day. Could have some slides, some bounce about, something. I mean, stuff children.
Children love, do. Even have like somebody selling jacks and show somebody doing Chinese skip or dandy shandy. Like, even those olden games that you guys used to play so the kids could get involved.
Right. And you could also bring out those
bring out fudgy.
And
what's when you guys have when we snow cone? No, you guys never call it snow cone. What you guys call it? Sky juice.
Sky juice.
It was sky juice.
Yeah, I mean
the only thing that reminiscent of the olden days was popcorn. Not even cotton candy that had.
No, sir. I don't know. I feel like I don't know what's the term. I don't know if it is that we're tired, or if it is we just don't have the right people in place to.
I think what they did was they took the staff that they had.
Yeah.
And to plan this, what they should have done is brought in an event coordinator.
Yeah.
That's what they needed. They needed a proper of this central event coordinator to plan the whole experience.
Yeah.
And then just tell those people who were there what to go do.
Right.
Yeah. They needed someone with some vision and
with some experience in planning events. And then some persons end up downtown thinking the train was leaving downtown.
I know, right?
No, it was guys. And then how did you know about the train ride? Was it social media?
Yeah, it was on Instagram. So the social media person for the Instagram and stuff is doing their work because we really saw this being advertised and everything. But the execution part, man.
Execution. So it's the before and the after. And we know so the train popped down. We never mind so the train no look spick and span. You told it.
No, so as long as it clean, have gas and it running.
Right, and it was clean too, so we never have no problem with that.
They even put AC in the train.
They put AC. Did it work?
The AC worked, but you never need it because you wanted to look out the window.
Yes.
So we had all the windows down anyway. So they never need the
AC. What they should have done, spend the AC money and pay an event planner.
Yeah.
And also, this is something that could run for the whole week. From Friday straight through. The kids are on holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of persons are
They could have run it the whole week this week.
Yeah, it could have. But I guess, I don't know. And it actually rained out too. We had some rain, but we never mind the rain. I jam out in my car eating some jerk chicken and what? Jerk chicken and rice and peas. So, but it's just fun. I was able to get the experience going on a train. And we will definitely go back next year. But listen to me now. I drove my car actually because I said, this train that got tough. But the seat them the tough Tony.
No, sir. The seat them well plush. I even talked to one of the workers there. He said them no, they put in the last set of upholsteries yesterday.
Oh my God.
See them the nice and big. The only thing though, the train was so full you couldn't really spread out.
Yeah, you couldn't spread out on the train. But
it was so full.
But overall, it could also be a round the clock tourism experience. It could. TDPCO was part of it.
They're the one who put it on.
Oh my God, I'm so disappointed. TBDCO put that on. I'm disappointed, guys.
You know people from there, so you can raise your voice to them.
Remember that I did. I started the tour guide course, and I also did the other one, the first one. I don't remember what they call it. The one where you have to learn about tourism and the product and so on. But if it's them put it on, nobody disappointed, but because we're supposed to know if we put on an event.
They should.
A cultural event, no doubt.
Exactly.
No, so I want to say I'm a C student. But I never said no A student for help put on the event. And you actually lend your name to it. Even the gifts are so short. That's not supposed to happen, guys. Not supposed to happen.
Norma says you guys need to be on the Railway Association board.
Yes, we need to. Me up on that, but that. Me not tell a lie. You know, I come back every week just to go up on the train.
Yeah.
Seriously, guys. It was not, we never get the immersive experience. Even for your touchdown, I say, the tour should have been there about the train. You should have had some folk singers singing. Yes, engaging you in the mento and the pimento dance and the all of the dance that what you're talking about, right? So there should have been a proper musical situation because they have the space. You understand? There should have been a proper musical.
There wasn't even enough seats at the train station.
Yeah, you need to have your things on the wall that people can read. Yeah, and talk about. You understand? Come on, guys. Now let me know. Jamaica government, give me a budget and to deal with that. The train ride could be a tourist event, a tourism product that take tourists around the island. So if that train line is still possible to run around the island, well, let us say we're just a Spanish town and
to Bogwalk.
But when the people exit, when they come to Spanish Town, you should take them on a tour of Spanish Town itself.
Yeah.
Because remember, that's the original city,
And not only that, a lot of the persons from it, the Emancipation ride, I don't even think they were from Spanish Town.
Yeah.
It looked like it was the first time in Spanish Town.
First time in Spanish Town. You should have give them I would have do that. I'd have start with a proper tour. Maybe I get some donkey cart, Tony, and carry the people in a spot in the square, right? So what they call a square there? Somebody remind me. The square in Spanish Town. What is there now is the parish council. So I have to go there all the time. The parish council is there, and some buildings are there, same brick building with trees growing up in them. All them something in Jamaica. Come on. And then even fix up the place, right? And then now you're bored by the bus, then you go to the train station. And there again, you have another whole thing, you know, and one little coconut man, they cover sell coconut.
He was we got free coconut on the train though.
You got free coconut on the train. Well, I actually bought my coconut. But I don't mind buying it. But I'm saying that they should have had, you know, a whole thing in Spanish Town where the town has its own history, its own culture too. You know, it can be a whole tourism product. It can be.
And it can be a side of Jamaica that tourists don't get to see. I mean, because the Ocho Rios at Montego Bay, sometimes you feel like you're not even in Jamaica anymore.
Well, you don't know what in Jamaica anymore. I always feel like me in Jamaica, but it is now not sea and sand.
Yeah.
It is
That's what I mean. Yeah.
It is another experience. Now, it would also be good if you could now say, all right, we are moving from Spanish Town. So we're going to move from, let us say, Montego Bay to, let us say, the Grill or wherever the train, I don't even know where train stations are. But let us say you map that out. You could also say, okay, we're going to stop in the Grill for the night. So you're going to sleep at this inn, you know, and they sleep over. And then they board the train again. And they go to another part of the island. And do the same tour. You reach Port Antonio, on board, you come over the train, you do whatever you need to do. And you walk up and down in the town and you interact with people, you do all these things.
You don't have to sleep in a hotel. So you could put them, make everybody pitch their tent.
In the train?
No, on a big field. Like what was that, Bog Walk? And have a night experience.
Oh yeah, you could.
Yeah.
But you could use, where would you use though? Either church grounds or school grounds.
Or somewhere like where the Bog Walk High was, where it's already fully enclosed.
Yeah, it's fully enclosed. Yeah.
And there's bathrooms there. You just put security.
Yeah.
And everybody pitch them tent the night and make it be a camp out.
Right. You have a bonfire at the night and you tell some
train ride
story
and
some dumpy story and come on, guys. I can't believe you can't. I'm not brain cells. I think about these things.
All right, let's go to the questions. Serenity said next year will be better.
That's only me that on the board.
Naku says, I have pleasant memory taking the train as a child, going to country for holidays. One year we took it to Key Club Convention, St. Jago. Whoa, at St. Catherine High, Spanish Town, Mobay. I took
the train to Moreland's camp. Well, partly to the camp, and then we took the bus the rest of the way. That's the only time I remember going on the train. Moreland's camp is a Christian camp, so my mother was into the church business, and she sent me on that. But that was a pretty good experience.
Yeah,
I think it's either 1 or 2 weeks I was there for. That was a good experience as a child.
They still have Moreland still. Norma says, I'm disappointed with tour guides in Jamaica, period. I didn't even know they had a course.
Yeah, they do have a course, but boy, we need to stay.
Yeah, Monica says the history of Jamaica on railway. Yes, that's what we should have.
Yeah, nobody is doing it.
Maybe next year, Mom.
But Mom, my dad, the railway, I said, you even have people who live right on the edge of the railway. I said, well, talk to the people. Encourage them and say, okay, we're going to have this event. We need a snow cone man. We need a... I met the people come out dress up in them Jamaican colors and whatever. Wow.
Yeah, and just that sell because parents were expected to spend some money. The only thing you could have bought was coconut water.
I'm not telling a lie. Exactly. I leave a station, I never buy nothing. You could have buy only thing, only lady that they sell some water. You should have started getting out the groove from there at the station. Guys.
Yeah.
You have the people in my late, I get bored and the train are going late. You could have deliberately make the train late to no problem.
Just keep them by.
And do all that stuff,
And then even make up some foolishness too about conductor needs to switch out the engine or whatever it is they want to do when they delay train.
All right, so the Buffalo, good afternoon. Afternoon, the Buffalo. This is Tonians though.
Lorna says, Claudia, you could talk to the best tourism minister in the Caribbean, Honorable Edward Bartlett. Lorna said it was a missed opportunity.
I don't know if I can get close enough to Mr. Bartlett. Our ministers in Jamaica are top level people, you know. It's not people at this level, guys. Them are like Trump, top level.
Mommy,
I
you know
forget-
somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who know him.
But
In Jamaica you live.
I'm sure they listen to my program. Somebody listens to it and tell them
Well,
they could do much better with that program. Much better.
just write a strong 2-page letter.
Even a little Jamaican flag, them could have get the kids
I know,
too.
not even that.
Not even a flag. One, two, no. And a emancipation, independence. Come on, guys. Come on.
But with
Could I
all
get a
said
flag?
and done, I know it's only the parents disappointed. The children loved the
Yeah.
train.
But guess what? You need the parents buy-in.
Yes,
Because if the parents are thinking to themselves, what a boring something, they're not going back next year.
no, and worse, you spend 5,500 for yourself,
Yeah.
2,500 for the child, and you can't send the child without you.
Yeah, no.
See that person spend your money again.
Yeah, you have to get to both crowd, both setup. You have to know who is your what target audience.
That is the parents.
There's a parents, you think of them putting there, and the parents, you know, still. Want to get where we don't go get train ride.
All right, Serenity says, Miss Claudia, you're a top lady.
Yeah, when you find the tourist in misery. Mama said, what a missed opportunity.
Yep, Norma.
You know, some that do that volunteer, they're not even have to pay me.
Just so that Xander can get a good experience.
Yeah, that volunteer. Not Zana, all the kids who turn up. I mean, the parents. Some persons were there even without kids.
Yeah,
You had
that's true.
adults who were there without children.
Yeah.
So I know they would have been disappointed as to how this, what, come on, guys. And then when we got to the venue, all they had was running.
Yeah. And then it rained.
And then it rained.
Well, I couldn't do anything but the rain, but I feel like more. But there were lots of food choices.
I'm not so sure about that. CM jerk chicken, curry chicken, stew peas, and I have the oxtail.
I would have oxtail there
That's
somehow.
me what I want.
I got roast fish. There was also escovitch fish. No, I got escovitch fish, but there was roast fish there. Monica said you paid that amount of money and had nothing to show. Disappointed for sure. And you know I'm not that disappointed because I know Xander had fun.
Xander had fun. What about Zeva?
I don't think Zayvon cared much either way, but he was glad to be there in the moment. But I think he's too young to fully. He's not as immersed in trains as Xander as yet.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Xander more focused with he's just so focused on trains. I don't even know how that happened, but you watch train whole day, train.
Repo train all day.
All day. And when it's not train, it's excavator and the next one name, bulldozer and those things.
And semi-trucks.
No, it's serious. Hey, this kid, I did not know there were so many trains. This kid teaching me about grandma. That's a bullet train. And he knows cargo. What's the next one?
I don't know which one's the one you're mixing up at the day and you have to correct you.
You have steam, you have, and apparently the locomotive. So it is something about the locomotive that is different, you know. So it's like I was looking at even the one there yesterday and the track, and he says, "No, grandma, that's a car." Like he would say, that's the train car. So that's not the actual train body or engine or whatever. The grandma car. That's the car.
Claudia, chest to eye, expect deal.
Yeah, man.
The only thing I was disappointed is that the soup man called it finish. I mean, I would have loved
Where's
to have.
the soup man?
He
Oh,
was
at
there.
this place.
Yeah, that his corn was finished. And he was like, Jano, I never expect 2 sets of train to come. Never make enough food.
Oh yeah, because they had a 8:30 and a 10:30. They had a 8:30 and a 10:30. And they could have actually had a 6:30 too. Come on. Yeah.
Oh, and train that tired.
No, you could have a 6:30.
Remember that
But
train
you would
already
train
has to make 4 trip already, you know. Train that tired.
And I pop down the go and come back.
What I love is though is like I didn't even realize this. I thought the train like turn around. It doesn't.
No, it
It
doesn't.
actually just changes, reverses,
Reverses.
and hooks onto the other side.
Yeah, I didn't realize
That
either.
was pretty cool when
Yeah.
it detached itself
Yeah.
and did the other part.
That
I
was
like,
pretty cool. Those are the Monday experience. But we need to step up again.
yes.
Make the railway a part of the whole experience that I want to have. And I don't know why isn't it carrying even school children to school? Why?
Remember the lady did say it used to, but then they
But
had
why did it
stopped.
stop? Why did it stop? They
Because
weren't
when
taking
we
it?
were at the train station, it was like $150 for the train ride for adults.
I don't know why. Because persons coming in from Bogwalk coming to Spanish Town, not the school children, but everybody coming in. Could take a train and come in.
Maybe.
Maybe the cost to run it is higher than the income, right?
Maybe.
But like all public transportation system, it has to be subsidized, guys. Government in Jamaica, it has to be
They'd
subsidized.
have to probably bring in a newer train that run on solar.
I didn't even know trains run on electric. Xander was showing me there. Him keep calling this name of this thing that is at the top of the train and it touches the electric wires.
Mm-hmm.
He calls the name all the time, but I'm not interested in trains.
Those are the ones in America.
Yeah. The electric train. I didn't know that train.
You know what kind of train the one we have?
Tony, from 1918 all out?
I don't know what it is. Like even that. Like the conductor should tell us what kind of train we're on.
Yeah.
Like
and when did he at least say that?
Yeah, I think he did say that. Interested in telling us where we were going, how long we were going there, what we're going to pass through and see. All right, when we get back to the real estate.
You have a question?
We've been talking about train for half an hour.
You have a question?
No. Anybody has a real estate question?
Real estate, money, or finance. You can't go out and about trade because you don't have a question. But I have an article. So last week somebody mentioned that they prefer stocks over real estate. All right. So interestingly, I saw an article in the as one of my things feeds pop up with this news, and I saw NCB. Bring up the article, Tony. I saw an article on NCB. It's a publicly traded company. So I said, I started reading it, I don't finish. Actually, I'm going to read it now, I'll finish reading here online today.
If we can get to it.
Who has it? The Gleaner? If it's a Gleaner, you'll get locked up.
No, this is Guardian TNT.
Guardian TNT is an overseas TNT. Is Trinidad and Tobago.
And close. Okay.
Wait for it to load.
The article load behind it just like not closing. Oh, here we go.
Patience is a virtue. Leaching note holders to vote on Leaching's delinquent US $364 million debt. The Guardian, which newspaper this is?
Guardian.
The Guardian.
Just say yes.
Trinidad and Tobago Guardian brought out this news yesterday. So it came on my thing, I decided to read it. Note holders of companies controlled by Jamaican, Canadian investors asked approve sweeping changes to the repayment structure of more than US $364 million in outstanding debt tied to his holding entities. A formal ballot request was read on the Jamaica Stock Exchange website by JCSD Trustee Services Limited. The trustee invited note holders to vote on key proposals affecting bonds issued by AIC, Barbados Limited, Portland, Barbados Limited, PBL, and Specialty Coffee Investment Company Limited. The 14 notes from the three companies controlled by Lee Chin are collateralized by 1.06 billion of his shares in the NCB Financial Group Limited. the Kingston, Jamaica headquarters company chaired by Lee Chin, its largest shareholder. Okay, so if it is collateralized by 1.06 billion of its shares, so what is the problem? Let us see. On Thursday, NCBFG traded on the Jamaica Stock Exchange at $30.37 a share. That puts the value of the collateral at 200.52 million or 32.28 billion, some 164 million less than the debt it is supposed to cover. The difference in the collateral coverage is one of several areas of forbearance that the issuers are asking the note holders to vote on. So for those of you still not understanding what's happening, so apparently these companies, take that off the top, I can't see, or scroll down. These companies controlled by Mr. Lee Chin, three of them in fact, borrowed some money apparently, issued some bonds, I should say. Well, bonds are technically borrowing, right? Borrowed some money using bonds. And they used the shares in NCB Financial Group to back the bonds. So that's like the collateral. 1 billion of the shares were used. So apparently, at the time, 364 million is what is I don't know how much they borrowed, but that's what's outstanding. So what they're saying is that the value of the shares now at $30.37 only values 200.52 million, but the debt owed is 364 million. So they're 164 million less than what the debt can cover. Back in the day, I remember selling my NCB shares for $135. So it's when I was pulling out fully out of shares for the very same reason of the validity and this and that and all the things that will hit stocks, guys. So I'm showing you this article because somebody last week said that, oh, we can't make enough money in our stocks. All right. Let's continue. There continues to be an event of default in the payment of interest and or principal due on the relevant notes, including the note hearing. Several note holders across the relevant notes have expressed a desire to engage in negotiations with the issuers with a view to negotiating improved and comprehensive terms in connection with the proposed restructuring of the relevant notes, said Andrea Kelly, General Manager of JCSD Trustee Services, in the ballot request to note holders. So not only is the shares price fallen, but now a challenge paying the notes, right? In the amended and restated preliminary offering memorandum for the 300 million NCBFG attempted, the financial holding company stated, approximately 50% of our outstanding shares controlled or ultimately held by our controlling shareholder and chairman Michael Lee Chin are pledged as your bonds issued by companies majority owned by Lee Chin, including AIC Global and Portland Holdings. So NCB, 50% of the outstanding shares controlled or ultimately held by uncontrolled, so they're held by Lee Chin himself, right? And those are pledged as collateral. As of the date of this offering memorandum, certain of these bonds are delinquent with respect to principal and interest payments. A plan has been submitted to the relevant bondholders for approval, seeking a deferral and restructuring of the payment of the affected payment obligations. Approval of the plan by the bondholders remains pending, given the delinquencies and considering the possibility of future defaults. Enforcement of this related security interest could result in our controlling shareholder and chairman losing control of the group without the consent of our other shareholders or note holders. Why would he lose it though? Only if they call in the, why would he lose it? They call in the bond, but why would they call in the bond? No, it is in nobody's bond.
It's not?
No, because even if they call in the shares and sell the shares at $35 to 1, they will still million, not 365 million.
Norma says, "Whoa, my gone."
To the dogs. All right, let's continue. Let me continue. Oh, Norma, you should have called me, man. Let me tell you when for sale. Got sold just when COVID hit. The proposed of the date. Okay. Proposed restructuring spans both US and GMMD denominations, including AIC Barbados US 161.42 billion, Portland, Barbados US 164.21 million and 320 million. That's Jamaican. Specialty coffee investment 3.725 billion. That's in Jamaican, right? Negotiations between issuers and bondholders have been ongoing for over a year, triggered by missed interest PayPal redemptions. Forbearance. The note holders are now being asked to vote on postponing principal payments until December 2027. I don't think they have a choice but to do that. The note holders are also being asked to vote on forbearance for collateral coverage. The committee negotiates on behalf of all note holders, though it will not have binding authority on any individual investor. Should an agreement be reached, each bond vote on whether to accept or pursue enforcement
Sure yet.
Hands up if we're back, guys. So 32 persons, some persons drop off. Did you reboot?
Yeah, I did. I think we're back on. Can you hear us now? I don't know if you can hear us. Says we're back on.
Check your phone out, Tony. We can't log in.
Yep, Future says we're back. Thanks, Future.
Thanks, Future. All right. I hope Tony.
Oh yes, let me do that. For those who want
to go back and read the article, gonna drop it in the chat so you can grab it.
Yes.
All right. Who was it last week who said they prefer stocks?
I don't remember.
Somebody. I hope he's on today.
But that's why you don't like it?
Paper assets on a whole assets. So paper assets for me are stocks, bonds, treasury bills, fixed deposit, CDs, car fixed deposit, any one of those things that require bank and
But I don't get it. Like, what did he do? He put his company on the stock exchange, got persons to buy stocks at the start, and it was X billion, and then it just dropped midway through.
That's how the stock market is. If the people lose confidence and start to sell off the stocks.
But like,
so once they start to sell it, so right now is the time to buy the stock if you want to make money, because it's gonna go up. I don't see NCB nosediving, right?
Mm-hmm.
The bond holders will have to agree to the terms, because there's no point in not agreeing to the terms. They're gonna lose out, right? So, and it looks like they're saying up to 2027. Now it's just 2025. We soon the 2027 soon come anyway. So, and they can't get back the money, because even if they call it and sell all the stocks, that's only 200 million.
Yeah, that's still 167 million short.
Short, right? So, guys, I would vote to take the deal.
But those big bond holders are huge companies. Yeah, they're just gonna agree.
They must agree, because if you don't agree, you're going to take a hit.
Not only that,
so you can't take a hit.
Not only that, they're in the same club. I mean, what if they need to float stocks, whatever, and NCB bonds and NCB going buying, and
chances are NCB holding some of their bonds,
right? Like one big club.
So they will have to. But at $35. Man, 20 maybe we should have buy the stock now. I go watch it. I go see how far it have a nosedive. This is when you want to buy. Remember I told you I stole that stock at 135 back in the day, the heights of.
But $30 still seems like a lot of money for one stock.
$35. If you have $1,000, you want to buy a $35 stock. You know, I'm gonna look for some $2 and $3 stock.
Right.
Because if you have $1,000 on the stock at 35, I'm go 6 stock you could have buy. No, that's 6. How much you could have buy? 10, 350. So you could have buy 10, 20, 30. You could buy 30 stocks.
That's still not a lot of stocks.
Still not a lot of stocks now. 30. It's not a 30. But so that's why I don't really like paper assets, guys, because of the volatility. And then the thing is, look at it now. You caught between a rock and a hard place. This is not your choice alone. If this was a piece of real estate, this piece of real estate would be mine, or it would be mine on Tony, or mine on the kids, or mine on, you know? And then it is only us who would make this decision.
Yeah, not only that too. I mean, you might buy it with a group of friends too, but it's certainly not going to be all these big companies.
No, and all these only for people. Yeah. Look how much vote them balling out to get. So, you see, so this is the thing. You don't have any control.
So you with your little stock have to go vote on this too?
No, bond. What's a bond?
Yeah.
Bond holder.
Yeah, but it's suppose you're like the lowest person with the bond.
You know, you're the one who leave 75%.
Oh, so not everybody.
They will need 75% of the voting bond holders to say yes. Once you get that 75%, even if you would want to say no, you can't say no. You have to stick to the decision, right?
So every bondholder gets a vote, though.
They said it in the article. What is the for every? They said it in the article. How you get the vote, something like that.
Because I feel like if you're at the lowest person on the bond, you might not be able to have a vote.
You mean if you're the cheapest person on the
Yeah. It's like how when you're on stocks, you don't really get no vote on the company's issues.
No, but the other thing is you have to have a certain amount of money to buy bonds. So remember, you have to go through the banks like a Scotia, a BNS, next one named Sagicor and those banks.
Mm-hmm.
So you might not be directly voting on the bond. It will be those companies who are voting on your behalf.
Right. So like we saw VMBS Wealth Management. If I had purchased in that category, then VMBS would have my vote probably.
Right. Yeah. But they can't vote otherwise. As a matter of fact, I don't see why they haven't voted on it already. Why are they holding out?
He signed the thing May 22.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't found them. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Or maybe they want better terms, and maybe they could be negotiating terms.
More than pay back in 2 years.
Could still be trying to get a higher interest rate. And there's another thing too, even if they just keep the interest rate low, keep the interest rate low, man.
Mm.
Why would I not have 7%, 8%, 10%? Why? So you swapped out lower debt for higher interest rate debt. You lower older debt just to get in more money at a higher rate. Well, sometimes it happens like we will buy a piece of real estate, the interest rate time was 6%. Mm-hmm. And come this year now, you buy it at 9%. So it's a similar thing. You're buying the asset for a higher interest rate. It's a similar thing.
Yeah, but you only do that with like newer assets, right? Assets
necessarily more. No, you do it with assets that will cover the asset must cover the debt. That's the key, you know. It doesn't matter what the interest rate is. The interest rate could be 45 or 50%, guys.
But his asset don't cover the debt.
It used to cover the debt. Remember, they were using the stocks.
I still don't get it. Stocks is so volatile. How can you use it to cover debt? That don't make no sense. You can tell the bank that you're going to use your stocks to cover your loan with them.
Well, I'm surprised I got caught in this because back in the day, when I used to have a credit union account, I did use my stocks to cover a loan. I think it was for a car.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't use a car, but the car was older than what the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I use the stocks, but you're only allowed to use 50% of the value of the shares. 50% of the value of the shares. But that is probably the same thing that would have held with the NCD shares. But it's just that the shares move from a high of 100 to all the way down.
Lose 50% of its value.
So he borrowed when it was only 70%, could be $70 to $1.
But you know, this is why I don't think I want to be like this kind of rich. I feel like just the headache of thinking that you have all this money and the stock drop, and now you have to be meeting with all these people to negotiate these terms. It just feels like headache, like for like 2 weeks straight of headache.
If I have that crazy money, I'm not doing that. I go buy myself $110 house. $110 house. And then I look for some cleaners, some gardeners. I want property manager. And I said, listen, your job, so if a 30 house, you clean one a day.
Yeah, well, but to be fair, like he's into banking. He owns a bank. But I felt like at this stage, I would have come out of that and just been in real estate.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I'd probably sell them back to somebody.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, Tony. I would have been out. That's like how I just run out.
Because was it on retirement or sabbatical or whatever he was on?
I don't know
how much years, and then he come back into this headache.
I don't know, but I would have been out. I would have been out, to be honest, guys. I would have either just have some hotels, that's real estate too, have some guests, some single houses, and I don't even need to rent them out. As I'm telling you, I have somebody to run the hotel. I'm gonna make sure to clean them house once a month, cut the grass once per month, open up the place, make air come in, because we might not want to edit with the tenant.
It take a certain type though to go into banking and these financial assets and
Why them love risk? High risk.
but that's what it is, yeah.
high risk. But I don't like them papers. Them papers. First of all, you have to get up every day and look on the computer. I don't like that.
You do that every day though, Bob.
No, but I'm doing other things. I'm building my AI stuff. I'm building
Looking at
music.
TikTok.
I'm looking at TikTok. I'm looking at Instagram. And the fun stuff. I don't even open my bank account. I get up and look for my stocks every day and I look for. I used to do that back in the day too. That was years ago.
Back
But
in-
I pulled out. I went straight into real estate. Never a thing. Way better. You have more control over your stuff. If you believe that, listen, this thing not working out, not making any money, let me sell it. You have loan of a choice.
Can breathe easier to the real
Yeah,
estate.
with the real estate.
No, that's what I like about the real decision that fast.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look at this. So it's like every day you wake up, you say, them banola, they agree. Did they agree? Them sign the paper.
That's all it is. When they agree, though, you sweat for 2 years because you know you have to go meet the
At least with the real estate, once you sell it, if the banker chase you and you sell it, the bank get for their money, you get for your money, you can't go breathe. The only thing now, you might go get caught with the paper assets because you know you have this cash. What you do with it? You have to go buy back a piece of real estate, guys.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to edit, just buy a piece of land. All right, to the other article. Oh, somebody have a question.
No, not a question. Not a question.
Not a question.
Mm-mm.
All right, somebody will hack you.
I think just post it online.
You need to delete them. How you get rid of them? Block user. Block user.
Block him.
Yeah, block user.
All right, but did
Block
anyone
it
have
on
any
the bottom
user?
too. Block it. Block. No, that's nobody's handle. Just block that.
I already did it. We already did it. See, I don't even know. See, it's not even working.
Reload.
All right. Does anyone have any questions though?
I wonder if them hack your live. Your live has been hacked. Nobody can talk to you.
Or that's how that works?
I don't know. I'm just surmising as them with my granny would have been. I surmise.
Surmise. I honestly don't know how it works. I couldn't say. But I don't see anyone's chatting. Like, there's no messages.
Let me tell them hack you. New comments.
But my phone's beeping a lot. Let me see what's happening.
I'm going to YT Studio and check it out.
That's how you do that? I was trying to figure out how to get there.
Or log in. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. This is us, right? Yep. We seem to be on. What's this? That's how you do that? I was trying to figure out how to get there. Or log in.
No, this is a delay fee.
Right. Yeah, but we're still not seeing any comments. So I'm not seeing any comments. I would need someone to comment.
No, this is behind. Because we're talking out in the back.
Yeah, but you should at least see the comments. Right, so look, so Terrell just said, hi ladies. See there? It's now showing. Comments. I would need someone to comment. Alright, so a comment just showed up.
Comment everybody so that we can know if you're. Say hi.
Yeah, but you should at least not comments. So look, so Terrell just said hi, ladies. See that? It's not showing.
You're in the back. You're in the back. I don't know. I don't think the rest of persons can hear us.
See, Dancehall said something. Yeah. Terrell says hi. Yeah, they can hear us though.
Oh, they can't hear us now. All right.
Pause that so that we're not overhearing it. All right, perfect.
That is hand pick waving. Hand pink waving. pinky finger waving.
Maybe.
All right, so let's go to the other article.
Which one is it?
Meet Africa's 7 billion. Hello, ladies. Hi, Naku. Yes, so we're back. Why the internet sketchy today? Bad.
You know, it's because a lot of persons are home though, right?
Why?
Aren't you home?
Why? Not more than normal. Today's Sunday. Everybody's home. Except essential services and supermarket people. And they would be home by now. It's 4 o'clock.
Right. And normally they would have been out.
All right. So let's meet Africa's 7 billion infrastructure architecture. Rachel Moore Shawty. I caught my eyes. Her name is spelled just like that too. Grids and Legacies. Rachel Moore Shawty builds roads, grids, and legacies. You know, it's real estate, so I have to read it. Rachel grew up knowing, and this is Business Insider. This was today.
The Africa version.
Business Insider, right? So Rachel Moore Shawty grew up knowing how systems fail and who they fail first. Now, CEO of Arm Harith, she has helped deliver over 7 billion in transformative projects across Africa, proving that capital can serve both profit and purpose. Rachel Moore Shawty is the CEO of ARM Harith Infrastructure Investments, managing over 7 billion in transformative projects across Africa. All right, let's go now. With a career spanning organizations like the Inter-American Development Bank and IFC, she's brought global expertise to African infrastructure. Now, Rachel Moore Shawty's childhood was a patchwork of time zones. She grew up traveling between continents, Europe and Africa, crossing oceans with the ease of a diplomat's child. Work took the family to some of the world's most developed nations. She has lived in cities where water flowed at the twist of a tap, where roads were smooth, power was constant, and education felt like a given. In these places, comfort wore the garb of normalcy. But each time she returned home to Nigeria, she was met with a different kind of truth. There were children her age with bright minds, but didn't have the same access to resources or opportunities. This contrast was more than personal, it was structural. Nigeria is Africa's most populous country and its fourth largest economy, but its infrastructure, like much of the continent, remains severely underdeveloped. The African Development Bank estimates that the continent's infrastructure needs range between 130 billion and 170 billion annually, but the real cost is less visible. Etched in missed opportunities and muted gap, they say, shaves 2% of Africa's GDP. For More Oshodi, the weight of the reality hit early, visibly, not just in data, but in the streets she walked and the lives she passed. It created a kind of more, Ashidi said, Oshodi, what I had and what others didn't. And comfort became a compass. She found economies, public policy, and development. She wanted to understand She was not returning as a stranger. She was coming home with questions she now knew how to answer. Her mandate was clear: make African infrastructure bankable, not just aspirational. As CEO of Arm Harris, she now mobilizes capital to deliver climate smart, inclusive infrastructure across the continent. So, across all my roles, the goal has been the same: to unlock capital and create practical solutions that move the continent forward on its own terms. I've just approached that goal through different doors, but the mission has always been the same: taking the high road home. But her journey was far from linear. In 2012, she made the bold decision to move back to Nigeria. Oh, I wish she was coming back to Jamaica. At the time, she had every opportunity to remain in the US or relocate to global hubs like London or Dubai. She walked away from what others would have considered dream roles: high profile, high pay, and high prestige. I've left very comfortable jobs, she said, because I couldn't reconcile the work with the impact I wanted to have. Almost everyone around her warned against it. People still say, if you'd stayed abroad, you'd be way ahead in your career by now. And maybe they're right. Maybe I'd be sitting in some corner office in London or New York, but I've never regretted coming back, not once. When asked which infrastructure deals stood out the most in her career that has helped finance over 7 billion worth of projects across Africa, she likens the question to asking a mother to choose her favorite child. Almost every project has been complex in its way, she said. Infrastructure in Africa is never straightforward, especially when you're trying to build what hasn't been done before. Many of the projects I've worked on were first of their kind, with no blueprint to follow. But if I had to choose just one that captures the challenge and the promise, it would be the Azura Edo Independent Power Project in Nigeria. Electricity has stood as a stumbling block in Nigeria's progress. While over 600 million people across Africa live without access to electricity, Nigeria's energy crisis is especially acute. More than 85 million Nigerians, over 40% of the population, live in darkness.
Wow.
When I read this struck me. I said, what are you saying? We live in this country, Jamaica, and we take certain things for granted. And we complain, and we complain, and we complain. And look at these people don't even have electricity, cannot flick a switch.
I know, right?
Yeah.
They love to have JPS to complain, though.
Yeah, right now. And as a like God, everybody run up and down and complain. Azuro Edu was designed to shift that reality. The 450 megawatt power plant was the first privately financed power project executed in Nigeria after the country's power sector reform and privatization. Before Azura, nothing like it had been done under the new regulatory environment. According to Moru Ashudi, what made the Azura Edu project truly complex wasn't the engineering. It was a choreography of stakeholders required to bring it to life.
Exactly. It's always the people that complicate it.
Yeah. Nigerian regulators, local pension, you hear what you said? Local pension and insurance fund and fiancés from Sweden. No, I want to pause here. You hear the companies that they say have hold bonds. Put them in this country. We have a lot of money locked up in pension funds, in bonds. Locked up. They don't say, make me build a power plant with the money and make some money. Them lock it up in a bond and treasury bills and buy stocks, right?
It's work.
Them no want to do work. So Nigerian regulators,
So that's her job to unlock money.
yeah. Nigerian regulators, local pension insurance funds, and financiers from Sweden, the UK, France, and Germany all came to the table, with each with distinct fears, risk appetites, and operating styles. We had to align all of that, she recalls, to get the deal across the line. The project took 8 years to complete.
Wow.
My children were born during that time. My family and friends knew every detail of the project because it became part of my daily life. It was also the first major project I took on after moving back to Nigeria in 2012. So it carried deep personal significance. Africa's risky business. Think I Speaking of perception, one of the biggest misconceptions about investing in African infrastructure is the notion of risk. Don't get me wrong, she says. It is risky. But those of us who have worked here long enough know how to solve for those risks. She argues that the assets that do get structured and delivered in Africa are some of the most rigorously de-risked and well thought out anywhere in the world. It's not even a matter of opinion. The data backs it up. Infrastructure assets that are successfully built in Africa have the lowest non-performing asset rates globally, lower than Latin America, lower than Asia. Why? She stressed that global investors don't take anything for granted when they come to Africa. They demand more. They want every risk identified, analyzed, mitigated, and managed before they even consider writing a check. So by the time a project gets funded and delivered, here it's already been through the ringer. Despite this track record of Africa's largest sources of 20 might have locked the door. Largest sources of capital still watches from the sidelines. It's pension funds. I'm gonna lock the door, guys. This kid driving my brain crazy. I wonder if you'll ever get the ice cream.
Probably not.
Because I hear the ice cream man or some ice cream drop.
Probably.
All right.
So like somebody never get the ice cream, man.
New roads for old money. So despite this track record, one of Africa's largest sources from the sidelines. You hear that? She said, in Africa, the largest sources of capital is still not their money. These early conversations with Pension Fund managers vividly. Their word was clear. We give you money now and see nothing for 3 to 5 years. No returns, no liquidity. It was a valid concern, yes. Pension funds need cash flow. Retirees expect payments. Contributors come and go, and liquidity is king. Locking up capital for years, even for good long-term gain, just didn't sit right. So they partnered with FSD Africo, create something new, a model that offers pension funds early distributions even before the project is completed. You hear that, Jamaica government? It's a form of financial innovation that hasn't been done here before. The idea was simple. Pension funds a way to earn return during the construction phase. So, late. She's part of a new wave of women who aren't just helping to build Africa's infrastructure, but also reshaping who gets to lead those conversations. The question isn't whether African women deserve to be at the table. The question is why we're still asking that, she says. Infrastructure shapes everything. Who better to help shape it than the people most impacted by its failures? Of course, Africa's story has never lacked ambition. What it has lacked are the bridges, literal and metaphorical, that connects its dreams to reality. Rachel is helping build those bridges. You go, girl. Doing it. Beauty to boot, everything, yeah.
She has experience.
Yeah, from working in all those. But we have a lot of Jamaicans overseas with experience and just refuse to come back.
They come back when they're retired.
When they're retired, when it's still she young and she come back. When you're
But
retired, it's too
everybody's
late.
not to come back.
Yeah, when you're retired, it's too late. You have to come back earlier than that if you want to contribute to nation building. And to come back and obviously she went back to her country and show them how to do it. But part of the reason for me reading this article is the infrastructure is part of the real estate, right? As she says, the power plant, the bridges.
But you know, like she said, what 40% of Africa is in darkness? I mean, with this new power plant, maybe she'll get to a small percentage, but the fact that electricity bring infrastructure.
Yeah, bring more things.
Yeah.
Bring more industries, more of everything now. So that's really a good push. So I gave it 2 articles to show you. Paper assets. Asset structure. If it's just you're gonna build your one little house, or you're gonna build a road, you're gonna build a bridge, use your money. Don't piece structure. Right?
Farmer says, Claudia, did you hear? Claudia, did you hear that the guy from South Coast in St. Thomas will be doing a development in the Grill?
No, I didn't hear. One of the St. Thomas ones sell off.
Maybe. Island Girl says it's good to diversify.
Diversify.
Even real estate has drawbacks. Your money is tied up. Real estate moves very slow in Jamaica if you have to resell.
If you have to resell it, when you take long to sell, is because you don't have the right price. Right price, 2 months and you're out. Wrong price, sure you'll get tied up.
Dwight says, hi Claudia, hi. Good evening, ladies. Hi Tony. Hi Dwight. Looking to November. I can't wait.
November.
I'm not sure.
Maybe right? Oh.
Oh, it's freezing.
Are you coming to Jamaica?
How is it freezing already? Isn't it just August?
Remember, real estate is 2 ways to make money: cash flow and capital gain. Right? When you say tied up, so what you going to do with the money? Yeah, it's tied up. You type in a bonds, you can't get the money either. You'll never get the interest. So
because these persons' bonds are tied up for the next 2 years.
Yeah, they're tied up. Now the bank gets it. Same thing with treasury bills. You have to tie up the money for a whole year. With stocks too, it might not be the like those persons who bought the stock at all 100 or who did buy it from me for 135. Imagine now
if they still have it.
Imagine now them still have it and they might try to release it.
Can't do nothing. You just have to leave it there and wait till it hopefully it rises again.
It will. It certainly will, which is why I'm saying now is the time to buy it. It will go up again. A big bank like NCB can't feel like that. Not in this country anyway. So we're gonna bail them out. Scotia. Who big enough for bail them out? Maybe Scotia, but I don't think so.
But all the people that are on the list,
them can't bail them out.
Why not?
Barita small. Barita's not even that bad.
Sagicor is there.
Sagicor. I don't know if Sagicor big enough. Maybe.
Sagicor big enough.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't consider Sagicor a big bank though.
Sagicor is a big bank.
I would consider.
Sagicor took all the other little banks in Jamaica.
Notice little banks.
So they're now bigger.
No, I think I think Sagicor bigger than Scotia. You can Google it too.
I think they're probably maybe their insurance arm is bigger than their banking arm.
Maybe. Yes, Dwight, you ready for come home? All right. Any more questions? Look like what you can jump over. Tony, you have any questions to answer from YouTube Live, TikTok, anywhere?
No.
And both phones are now dead.
Ruel says, good evening. Good evening, Ruel. Now that I hear this name, I just remembered I have something to do.
All right. Any more questions?
No more questions.
Those of you who went through the bank failure in the 90s.
Were you talking about the Workers' Bank?
FinSat never could. You go through bank failure, you won't talk about real estate slow. If you wake up tomorrow morning and hear say you're 2 million or 10 million, you have a fixed deposit, and you look on the door of the bank and you can't go inside.
Mm-hmm. Good thing you don't have to go inside banks anymore. That line.
I remember I was working at a company and the man said his uncle at the time lost $2 million in Century.
That's a lot of money at the time, you know.
Yeah, man.
That's like probably saying you have 20 million.
Yeah. And then I get letter, yes, man, no money. Only just shot twist up. If you have lived through a banking crisis like I did, you'll have a different talk.
But if you have money just sitting in the bank, you really don't need it though. Like that.
You mean you really don't need it?
Like actively need it for living and
me not say them don't want it.
Yeah, because they're like
if you have money sitting in the bank, anything over $1 million, especially a Jamaican bank, that tells you that you only get 1.2 insured. Right?
Yeah, the only thing you should have in there is 1.2.
Yeah. If you have that sitting at Jamaican bank getting sub-zero, let us look at the interest rates for bank. I bet you take out the money to go make some water, go sell bag juice and water.
The way they say, just heard about the Habani estate situation. You guys mind touching on it? You know what that is?
Barney, is that the one where the bank moving and them I was trying to get it back? Is that the one? I think so. $2 million for those. Yeah, man. In limbo, real estate. Let me see. Wow, which one of the new one? That's the newest article.
Yeah, so June.
Virginia surrounds the next estates. The new news come out. Notice sent nearly 12 hours apart have left investors baffled as to what happens next. In an early morning filing, what's the date of this article?
June.
June when?
4.
You don't have anything new? June 4? What I know is that the bank moved against them to cut. Well, I wouldn't call it. Yes, and place them for receivership. That was June 5, 29th. Scroll down. Let me see the cleanup.
Checking. Yeah, that's the last of the news.
When? June 5? Let me see the June 5.
Which one?
June 5, Observer Red article.
The Observer one?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that $2 million house, why don't just build one and then sell it?
Mm-hmm.
And then build the second one and sell it?
Oh, these developers. Always do that. Roll out the whole thing one time and no problem. Sagicor Bank Jamaica on Wednesday announced that has placed, receivership. The lands and the mortgages for the Hambani Estates development granted to First Rock Real Estate Investments, describing it as a difficult decision, but emphasizing that the bank has a responsibility to its partners, clients, employees, and shareholders. Sagicor explained that one house lot, which has been fully paid for, is exempted from a transaction, which it said follows to reach a fair and sustainable resolution. The outcome is a result of extensive dialogue and compromise. It comes only after exhausting all reasonable alternatives to achieve a mutually beneficial resolution. Our responsibility extends not just to our partners, but to also our clients. Sagicor, located on 1 to 3 Bamboo Avenue in St. Andrew, Estates is First Rock's first development project. Wow. The company broke ground in late 20 US 10 million from Sagicor to complete luxury townhouses, 12 luxury townhouses. It was originally scheduled to be completed sometime between April and June. I'm going to do the maths. 10 million US to complete how much?
12,000.
So how much is it per townhouse them get? It's on your phone, I'll check that. In 2021,
What, 10 million?
them get 10 million US divided by 12. And little under a million per 833,000 per house.
And they were selling each house for 2 million.
However, since First Rock has sold 1 unit development and a new timeline for completion. First Rock Real Estate had to seek a 1-year repayment extension from Sagicor for its bank loan. So them drawn up on the whole of the bank money one time.
So hold on, nobody bought these houses. Only one person bought the house.
So who drawn up all of the money they want? Last December, when them never get no sales, and I thought you had to actually sell some before the bank would have given the loan. Last December, the Jamaicans reported that the
there's only 12 to sell one.
In completing the project is presented. So there is the First Rock since the development. At the time, represented 1/3 of First Rock. Wow. State entire balance sheet. Mortgage on the Bamboo Avenue. Sagicor Bank has an on the listed entity to satisfy the legal obligation of. Last November, First Rock Real Estate suffered another blow when the National and Agency, that's NEPA, rejected its commercial development application at Seaview Avenue. Seaview?
Yeah, you turn off all over road there, so.
They had knocked the building down on the property more than 2 years ago before its application was ended. In its return, the development on Wednesday, Sagicor Bank committed to operating with prudence and fairness. We will continue the best interest of all our stakeholders. Seems strange that the bounding. Well, maybe they have pre-sales, but persons never follow through. How could they follow through anyway? The case not finish. Obviously, it's not completed based on the pictures.
So
but you get 800 and something per. So they pull out on all 10 million one time. Is that possible?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
And if you pull out on all 800 or something, towards the US at the time, why you couldn't finish 12 townhouses for 10 million US dollar? Seems strange.
Seems very strange. Dwight says, I'm here waiting on Palmetto Pines. Yes.
Yes. I'm here waiting myself. Waiting on the schedule, waiting on everything. We soon start the gate now though. We're getting there. So we're coming through now, up through now to the front. So we're getting there. Did you release your new videos?
No, not yet.
What you waiting on?
To edit it.
You waiting for bread to drop from heaven.
So
too as well. I don't have so many things on my plate right now, but wow, looking forward to it. So I'm Bonnie. Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, well, first when I saw the 2 million, I was thinking, because we're not far from there. I was thinking 2 million Kingston 6, yeah, I'm supposed to can't get it. Da, da,
And
da.
they have individual swimming pools and
all
they're
of
like
that.
4 and 5 bedrooms. So I thought
Right.
it would be nice.
Nice location, nice everything. But I don't know if I would have lined out all 12 building one time.
I don't know. I'm not sure what they did.
Look like them line them out. All of them one lot.
I would have
one
done
lot.
infrastructure and then one building at a time.
Yeah, like putting the sewage and whatever.
Mhm.
And then do a block at a time. A block.
Yeah.
You know, sell that block and then certainly not drawn up on 10 million one time. US. But I know the market took a turn too. So usually when the market took a turn, things up here so drop first.
And they drop faster.
Yeah, they drop faster. So like a little palmetto pines, do I? It won't drop so.
Usually anything within NHT preview, not price range, is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can fly under the radar with those. But 2 million US, you gotta take a lick if market shift. And also palmetto pines actually gone up from 6.5 to 7 now. And yeah, so we're at 7 million. So the white, I don't remember what the white is on, but if you're on the 6.5, if you drop out now, you're selling for 7 million. So don't drop out and say I will come back. NHG is giving you 5 million now to buy land. So if you got in at 6.5, which most persons are joining anyway, right?
Yeah.
So
no,
then,
we have a few single
Single?
applicants. Yeah.
right. So NHG giving you 5 million now, guys. And
You
you
know,
paid on 300 or something already. So you only need to save $1 million.
you know what surprised me? Or older applicants are joining, or younger applicants are purchasing single.
What causing that?
I don't know.
Well, I know there's a mistrust with the young people. Now buy nothing with him. No, me don't want a woman for my type. No. They don't come work for things.
I don't know if it's that. They seem like they just genuinely want to purchase something for themselves. Like,
They want
like
to.
there's like a drive to just own something for themselves.
Well, if them listen to me every week by now, they must also them to buy something for themselves.
Yeah. And then I think the older persons maybe have already cohabiting and children, and so it seems the way to just join.
Another thing that we keep getting in our across our platforms is that persons seem to be waiting on NHT scheme houses to get a house. Guys, you don't need to wait on an NHT scheme house. Looking at the Gleaner Fair house. Go up on the website, them go look at house. And then you go to NHT for the loan. Look for a house in your price range, then go to NHT for the loan. Stop waiting for an NHT scheme house. Right? When I was buying my first house in 1989, NHT actually turned me down, saying that I didn't have enough points. They don't use points anymore in the open market. They only use points in their algorithm when they're doing scheme houses. So what does that tell you? The scheme house, you have a lesser chance. That scheme house is like a lotto ticket.
But even though at your age, you probably still would
Couldn't
barely
get a
qualify
scheme-
for a
couldn't
scheme
get a scheme
house.
house. So them a look for people are near 70. The scheme house, them use an algorithm and them use the points and how long you contribute and how old you be and da 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 da. So if you really want a scheme house, if your mother and father still contributed to NHG, put them name on it. But those of you who you want to buy a house now, stop waiting on a scheme house. Just look, you see me bring up houses all the time. Like I have one now, one is now out that we're showing Saturday coming at 10 o'clock, which is in the Vineyards. 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom for $18.5 million. Right?
Mhm.
So if you bought a palmetto pines from us for 6.5 or 7 million or even 10 million, NHG is giving you 11 million to build. So if it's two of you, you get 17 million. Now chances are a person buying the 18.5. It's two of them going to come to me and buy it. Join up together. Just the same. NHG giving you 70 million to build. So you can take your 6.5 is 7 and buy the land. And then use the 10 million and go build the same 2-bedroom house. And don't wait for NHG to call your name. You call your own name and call your own shot and stop waiting for them to call your name.
I mean, I see the appeal of the NHD home with 100% financing and everything. But it takes a while. It takes a while to get it. You sit down waiting for it. You know, at my age, you're gonna get it when you might as well push forward and get your stuff now.
And by the time you reach 70, near 70. Oh, guys, that's not gonna work. That is not going to work. By the time you reach 60, you must be sitting in a house with no mortgage over your head, and all you have pay your little light bill and your water bill, and all of the rest of the money go spend it because it's yours.
I hope it's not just pension you're on.
Yeah, mortgage and rent is one of the biggest bills that you're gonna pay, right? So you want to get that under your belt early when you're young and you have strength and you can hustle and you can work and you can pay the bill, pay the mortgage. So that by the time you reach, you dwindle it down. And let me tell you something. When the first house I bought, my mortgage was $1,500. But I kid you not, 1989, moving 1990. Within 5 years, by 1995, the mortgage never mean nothing.
Really?
The inflation run with it. Now, because the inflation are run, you have to get pay increase. Plus me agile, so I get promotion.
Yeah.
So that's what helped me to move to us, right? Because I used to stuff envelope first at the company, then I became a telephone operator, then I moved to our next, I do the data entry to our next department, then we got, you understand? So I move up and up and up. So I pay and move and move and move. Plus that company gives bouquet bonus every year. You know, when you're in a company, you don't realize. Because I used to complain bitter, you know. Oh, pay him a little bit of money. And over there, I pay him more. And da. That company gave me a scholarship to go to university.
Companies still do those things, though?
I'm wondering. They gave me a scholarship to go to university. I never stepped in a university like I was 30, guys. Never did. I skate through from my 5 levels. I still do everything where everybody do. Right? Now, when you are on this side of the fence, you tend to be looking over that fence. Yeah, so the grass greener. Learn that. Never you do that. Buckle down where you are. Look to see what is green on your side, because invariably there is something green on your side.
Mm-hmm.
There is. I remember I even became chief union delegate, and we were negotiating for pay increase, and this company would give us some. I say, you know something, we negotiate for some other things, won't it? And we got the shoe allowance in it. $300 was a shoe allowance. Some people are ball out that the shoe allowance can't do nothing, can't do nothing. When we say that the shoe allowance move every year to some ridiculous money. Yeah. The shoe looking for shoe allowance and the must say couldn't do nothing.
You guys got uniforms too.
Yes, so we negotiate, we got uniforms. Also, one of the key things we did too. Peter Samuels and myself was also one of the chief delegates. God rest his soul. A good friend. I mean, we ran that company, ran social club, netball club, union. That was us. We were like
yeah, and Peter were like bread and butter.
We were like the dance in the company. But when we led the first strike, to me telling you, we lead the strike in a New Kingston. The first strike in a New Kingston in the 90s was we. Me and Peter do that. Walk out for the people and work. We're out there for 3 days. But them get the message. We'll come back. Them know it's serious. Now we're quarreling for pay increase, but at the time the government had the whole place under lockdown with wage freeze.
So how you expect to get pay increase?
Private sector never upon wage freeze. It was public sector. Government put public to the upon wage freeze. But you know say private sector try follow suit because they might try control inflation and whatever. And they don't have money for pay. Blah blah foolishness as far as I'm concerned. So they might freeze out people and freeze pay. But I tell you, we looked at what were the non-pay things? No. So what were the non-pay things? Things where them not gonna pay now, but them gonna pay later. But them not look on it now.
No, like pension.
Like pension. So we increased our pension benefit. We dropped the period within which we were vested. We dropped that period of vesting. So we're vested earlier. We extended our notice period in case the company had a lockdown or give notice to leave. We extended it from like 2 weeks, I think, to 6 weeks. And we also extended our redundancy. So our redundancy moved from something like, I think it's either 1 or 2 weeks, something like 3 or 4 weeks per year. We did all of that. Pension and a couple of other things. We even got a seat on the board of the pension fund. As normally, the staff not on the pension fund board.
Okay.
But we got a seat on that board.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, no redundancy too. Let them move that too. Nobody saw that we would have been redundant in 2003.
That was what, 5 years later?
2003. That was 2002. That was 1995, 96. I thought maybe 8 years later. Or it could be 5 years later too. Nobody saw that this company was going to close down in that time. And I tell you, man, the people that met me now a millionaire.
Everybody's supposed to thank you for that.
What?
Because imagine if you didn't get more pay, you'd have done that time.
The pay that mash up.
I know that all those people who got vested earlier.
Yeah.
Like you didn't just come to the company.
Yeah. Vested earlier. And I tell you, so me get my scholarship too. You see the people who were going now after me for the scholarship come. Peter spent 3 years. They spent 3 years at university and come back. The people who are now going to the scholarship. So by this time they were given 1 scholarship per year. So Peter went, then I went 1. But Mr. Noel Foster, who was the VP operations, I think, at the time, I tell you, I lift my hat to that man. He increased the amount of scholarships, right, that he was going to give that year. And guess what? We get redundant people and pay the people and for going to school and not come back to work. And there is no company.
That was nice of them.
Yes, they still paid it out. So I'm telling you, on your side is a green patch.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find it. So now not only did we get redundancy pay, we also got back our pension money. We get it back.
And that was your first
my first money now that I had that I could invest. And I take it by 2 pieces of land. 2 pieces of land, I take it and buy. So guys, look at what you have. And then I was contributing my up to the max, which was 10% of your income. So you could have contributed 5 on a company match. I was contributing up to 10% on the company match, 7, I think it was 7.5%. We moved from 5 to 7.5. Lower the vesting period. We did so many things. All of them never think them don't have to pay it. No time at all.
Yeah, because I mean they're looking at pension and like, oh
yeah,
maybe 2 people go on pension in the next 5 years.
And also insurance, the health insurance. We got that bumped up and stuff, you know. So look on your side. The grass, a patch of grass there they were green, guys. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find it. And I've learned that just from my little stint at them job, you know, these jobs throughout my life, there's something there for you, but you have to find it and use it. You have to find it.
Norma agrees. Norma says yes, increase benefits when they don't want to increase the pay.
Yeah, increase the benefits. Increase the benefits. You're gonna use it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. So we're going to sign off now. Looks like we have no more questions.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, it's a diversification. For me, for diversifying a real estate, hear this now. You can go in a monthly rental, daily rental, hourly rental. Those are different diversification, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you can have some people that pay a monthly, have some that pay a daily, have some that pay a hourly. That's one diversification. Another diversification, you can go single house. You can go multi-house. You can go a whole hotel, guest house. You can build gas, and that's just different types now. You can build gas station. You can do warehousing. There are so many different things in real estate. Open up your mind. You can have parking. Most people that make money off of parking now. Own a piece of land, pave it, mark it, $200 an hour to come in there and park. So there are so many ways that you can diversify. If you talk, if in the same real estate, so you don't have to do one model, and you don't have to. Quite frankly, this whole heap of diversification outside of different classes, it's like when I'm saying, oh, we stop must buy. Oh, I'm gonna buy Gleaner. I'm buying CD. I'm gonna buy Scotia Milk. Which one you buy? I don't know. Just buy all of them, man, because one of them are gonna get bored. Oh, really? They want to tell you say I must diversify. Diversification of people don't know what they want to do, quite frankly. Yeah? You know what? I keep all in one basket.
That's what men do when they're dating.
Diversify. So you want to follow the man then?
Just plain.
Right. So I don't know about the diversification that someone said earlier. If I'm going to diversify, I'll diversify in the same real estate, but not into paper assets.
But they can keep some of their, I think they were more worried about not having cash, but they can just open 5 bank accounts and put $1 million in each bank account and have cash. If they really need
If you really need cash, go get some credit card. Put them in your drawer. And when you're running that probably go swipe the card. Or you got a machine, put in your pin and get out the money.
That too. But some people have some big credit card.
Of course.
Limits.
Especially if they live foreign. 10,000 US, 20,000 US. Just do not use the card for frivolous things. Don't use it at all. So if you're worried about having an emergency fund, then the card, I think having the card on standby is a good way to do that, to have that. Just make sure it's a card that don't have any yearly charges, right? So it can have high interest rate, but it must have yearly charges. Because if it's an emergency, then you use a card and then you put it back, right? You clear back the card. All right. So, yes, Monica, great weekend ahead. Happy Independence Day to all fellow Jamaicans. What is the motto this year? Something about green and gold and bold. I don't remember. They have a theme this year.
Oh, there's a theme.
Yeah, there is a theme.
Green and gold and bold.
Yes, something about come out in your green and black and gold, be bold. I don't remember. They have a theme though. Monica, did you know our flag is the only flag in the world that don't have a color that the US flag have? Our flag is so unique. It's the only one that don't have any red, any white, any blue. The only flag. Look at all the flags around the world, and they all have one of those colors. So you see, Jamaica, we're unique from we're born.
And growing up, I always wondered why our flag was so different.
Different, man.
It's very different.
Yeah, man. Unique.
Because it doesn't have like a coat of arm or stars, which is what the others have.
I don't know if it was by design, if it was intentional, but whatever it is, God is good. So that's another little fact that you need to know when them talking. He said, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Because my flag are the only flag that don't have any red, blue, and white. We don't follow fashion, right? We set trend. All right, everybody. So bye, everybody. See you Sunday.
Bye.
Bye. I wish I was going to eat oxtail, right?
Well, I don't even know where they sell oxtail right now.
Today, Sunday. Yeah, no, that.